What's going on, everybody? It's the B-Side Podcast 251 edition. LeBaron here.
Mike, the Silver Fox.
Marcus is with She Tough, He Tough.
And we are, like I said, the B-Side Podcast today. Now, I know we've been going, educational for the last couple episodes. So we had already promised y'all we're going to get y'all some good information. We just had the Credit Diva on.
Yes.
Talking about credit. So we're going to spin the block back and talk about home ownership. We have Miss Candis Fikes and Mr. Tyler. What's your last name? Houston.
Yes, just like the city.
Okay. And they going to, if we want to, y'all thinking about getting a house, they're going to walk y'all through the steps, the proper steps of getting a home and what to look for. Miss Candis, I do appreciate you for coming.
Yeah, thank you for joining us this evening.
Okay, first thing first. There's so much we could cover. God.
We got to stick with the basics first.
The basics.
Yeah, we're going to warm up to it. Okay. So is it a good time to buy? We'll start with that right now.
I can't answer that.
Oh, let me hear it.
No.
All right, but why do you say no?
Because of the economy, the inflation, and the APR rate is horrible. So,
Yeah, I would say I agree with you.
Thank you.
Interest rate is high.
Yeah.
Now,
I know what I'm talking about.
now the price is inflation, right?
Yeah.
What's causing that inflation with homes? Can you hear me a little better?
Yeah, there you go,
All
there
right.
you go.
What's causing that inflation with homes right now? Is it because we got too many of homes or not enough homes?
I would say it's not enough.
Oh, we don't got enough. That's why our prices are high, and that's why with the increased interest rates that Jerome Powell did at the Fed, now we're at 5.5, and we're trying to get those rate cuts in this year to let interest rates come down a little bit. But the problem is housing is staying stubborn. We do not have enough homes for the amount of buyers that we have. So you might want to say it's a good time to buy, you might say it's not, but in my opinion, right now, we still don't have enough homes. And we don't have enough homes starting because we don't have builders wanting to build because
The materials are high.
materials are high, interest rates are high. What happened last time when they started building? That was back in 08, or it was like 05. Well, they built too many homes. Next thing you know, everything collapsed. Well, right now, we're kind of on the opposite of that. But I always say, hey, it's only a good time to buy when you're ready to buy.
That is true. That's true.
So you say we don't have enough homes. Is it that people have not sold their old homes, or people just?
Well, I would say this. As a realtor, you always want to need a place to stay. Regardless of what the interest rate looks like, you still need a place to stay.
Right.
Well, what happens is that your sellers who would have normally sold, they're kind of stuck because if their home sell and it's going
They
to,
gotta buy another one.
As soon as that house hits the market, where are they going to go?
Right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so now because, and Tyler can consider that he's a lender, once these rates heal, that means the seller is stuck. So now the seller is like, well, I'm going to hold on to my home. I'm just going to either rent it out or I'm just going to stay put. So now the buyers, where are they going to go?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Because, like, you could sell your house. Say, for instance, our house right now. Our house is way more than what we paid for it.
Mine
So
is too.
we could actually pay out. We could, move with some money,
Money.
but the house we're going to go into is
Will
going to
be
be.
less than what you have now.
Yeah.
I get offers all the time. I paid $161 for a 4.3. 2,200 square feet. I could probably get almost 300 something for it now. But
Whereas, like she said,
I'm gonna go into a subdivision they build where the houses are stacked on each other, made out of nothing.
No
I have no backyard. You see my backyard. I have a huge backyard, big front yard. I'm not selling my house. So you could offer me a lot of money, but I don't, because unless I buy land and build a house to get what I want.
Is that some of the issue? People just not selling?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
You got people not selling, and you have, I'm guessing, I'll just say me, I don't want to throw anyone's finances out there. I bought my home, I'm at a 2.125% interest rate.
Yeah.
That means he has great credit, people.
Oh, he just refinanced
Pay
once it was
your
low.
bills.
Once again, once we go back to our previous episode, we were talking about credit. See how he has a very low interest rate because he has good credit. That plays a part in your monthly mortgage payment and your APR. People don't understand your APR determines your mortgage, right?
Yep.
And I will say this, as a realtor, a lot of people get upset. They'll come to me and they're like, hey, I want to go look at this house. perfect. I don't mind showing you a home. A lot of my buyers are first-time home buyers. I love them. I have military. As my husband, he's a Navy vet. I come from a military family, so I'm used to dealing with military personnel and we're moving around. The problem is, if you come to me, I'm going to say, do you have a pre-approval? Because when we get ready to go for this house, if you see a house that you're interested in, your feelings going to get hurt.
Right.
You go look at that $250,000 home, and you go to Tyler, and Tyler say, yes, we only qualify for $150,000. Now your feelings are hurt.
So that's the first step, pre-approval.
Get pre-approved.
Okay.
Can I jump in on
Go
that
ahead.
Yeah, go
pre-approval?
ahead.
The most important part of anything when you're buying a home is that pre-approval letter. Like, okay, this is what we got to do, people. You got to make sure if you're a self-employed borrower, you do not want to write off anything and everything because we have to go on what you're showing Uncle Sam. So when you're doing your taxes, let your CPA know, like, hey, look, I want to buy a home in the future. And then you're also going to want to start saving for it. You know, we don't have to have a 20% down payment. That's a big misconception.
Oh, say that one more time.
We do not have to have a 20% down payment. We can actually get you in a home for 0% down. You know, we can do that.
My first home was 0.
Mine was-
Yeah, there's multiple ways. You know, we can go FHA, 0% down. Right now, I have a 1% conventional loan, which conventional is another great product. We have USDA, which is an agricultural loan that we can do out here. Mainly, you know, West Mobile, a little bit further out. But, you know, a lot of people, they have their income messed up. They decide to switch jobs about 4 or 5 times a year. You know, try to stay at the same job. You know, it doesn't mean by switching jobs you can't get approved. It just is going to make your life a little bit harder. And if, let's say you switch jobs 4 times, you know, in 1 year, and then one of those jobs you made 20 cents less, that underwriter is going to look at it and they're going to say, hey, look, you know, you have very unstable income and your income is declining. And that's where they're going to draw the line and say no.
Okay.
But also no large down payment or deposits in your account. So you don't, you know, we don't want to see if you're making $4,000 a month. If you get an $8,000 deposit every other month, we're going to want to know where that comes from. And if you say that's, you know, money from your uncle, we're going to have to find your uncle. He's going to have to tell us where that money comes from.
Did not know that.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
If we want to use the money in your account, we got to make sure we know where it is because
Yeah.
the last thing we want to do is make sure that, you know, she's not borrowing money from her uncle, and her uncle's like, hey, look, you owe me that at 20%, and so now you have different loans. Your debt to income ratio is higher than what we
That
thought.
what you were just talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Miss Candis, how long have you been a realtor?
So I have actually been licensed for 3 years.
Okay. So, would you say it is a I guess, tiring job? Because I know my lender, I kind of feel, I mean, my realtor, when we was looking, I kind of felt bad because it was like, I told her from the get-go, I was like, look, I want a house with no trees in the yard. It ain't got to be a big yard, but, you know, I want a little something. And, like, every house she was bringing, I was like, nope, 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 nope,
That's
nope,
how I was.
nope.
I gave my realtor specific instructions.
Yeah.
I want to be further out. I want a nice yard, no tree. My wife had her specimens inside the house. We could pull up to the house. I like, keep going. But you haven't seen inside. I can look on the outside.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't care if it had everything my wife wants. The outside does not appeal to me.
Yeah.
And that lady, she was really good. I'm like, I had to. What are you not understanding when I'm telling you?
Okay.
Is that the
what I
frustrating
want.
part, or is
Okay,
or you don't
so
mind
let
that?
me say this. I'm gonna say this. You guys heard of the 80-20 rule?
Mhm.
That applies in housing too.
Okay.
So that 80-20, you're gonna find a home that is perfect, but you gotta understand. If you go into it, let's say everything on the outside looks perfect, but you don't like the shutters. Understand you can paint the shutters and call it a day. But some people have an unrealistic expectation that they're gonna find this 100% home that they don't have to do anything for. That is the tiresome part because it's my job as your agent. I'm gonna go to bat with you, even if that means going to bat against you at times. Meaning, I have to let
Oh,
you
I
know.
like that you said that. Because I don't want people to think, oh, yeah, she just in for the money, and
No.
you don't care about the actual person, what they're
No,
looking
I will
for.
honestly say, all of my clients, I have an honest relationship with them.
Yeah.
And my personality is this. I'm not for everybody, and everybody is not for me.
Same thing. She just
people
said when she just
assume
left here.
Yeah.
that, oh, I can fire my realtor, I can fire my lender, I can do this. Understand that goes both ways. I don't have to keep you as a client. If I'm not a good fit for you and you're not a good fit for me, I wish you well, and I will pass you to the next person. that you may fit well.
Wow, the dark side of real.
Military.
I did not know all this took place.
And the reason being is because you want to make sure you have a good fit.
Right.
We're a team. You want to make sure that your realtor is talking to your lender, that your lender is talking, that everybody's in communication. Because what happens is, if I'm waiting on Tyler and Tyler's waiting on me, but we don't know that, we can't get to the closing table.
And the communication.
We have to have communication. I'm a questioner. As a matter of fact, if you look me up on Facebook, I'm the realtor who knows, because I'm a questioner. If I don't know that answer, I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, I know it. No, I will go find the answer for you, which is why I say I'm that realtor who knows.
Yeah.
But understand, it is tiresome. It is tiresome that there are some people who will come to you and say, I want to go see this home, that home, that home, that home. Are you pre-approved? Because even before you can put in an
Some need
offer,
you to have your business straight for you. come
honestly,
in.
yes. Because what happens if you pull up to this home, husband and wife finally agree to the home, they want to put an offer in, but you don't have the pre-approval from Tyler. Now what? Because just like I used to do property management, and I would tell people, the house you looked at today, somebody saw yesterday. So while you are over there trying to get stuff together after you saw this home, somebody else has already got their stuff together. And that offer goes in, well, guess what?
Yeah, you lose that.
You're
Because that pull for that, like the credit pull for Tyler them to know if I can get whatever limit it may be, that's just the one hard pull then, right?
Yes. One good thing to know. So if you get your credit pulled today, you have 45 days from now to have any other residential lender or any other
Because
lender.
I don't have to stay with you. I can go to another
You can go to a
lender.
different person and you can go to them and they can pull your credit and it's only going to affect you once. So you can shop around people, just because you went to, ABC Bank and they gave you this interest rate doesn't mean that's the best one out there. I'm a broker.
Okay.
I shop with hundreds of lenders. I make sure that I get you the best rate.
Okay. So wait, we got pre-approval.
Yes.
What's the next step after that?
So I love to say this. A lender is going to give you the money. The realtor is going to help you spend it. So once you have that pre-approval,
We ride.
we going to go house
that top
shopping.
back.
We going to go look at
That's
houses.
not what I told her. We got pre-approved for this amount. She was like, okay, let's go. Now, how we ended up, I had to sacrifice. I had a tree in the front yard. But the house met my expectation on the outside. It met Shaniqua's expectation on the inside. But they had that one damn tree.
Yeah.
One tree.
So you can get that cut out.
I got it cut down, but it's like, do I want to continue to waste, keep going and keep going? And my wife fell in love, so I had to make the sacrifice. We're gonna get it. We're gonna deal with this tree. Tree gone now, so I got the perfect house. All I need now is a pool. Now I'll be good. But I got a question.
Go for it.
I've been in my house 10 years. So say if I heard that after 10 years you could apply for another loan as a first-time home buyer again.
That's going to be a fight.
So if you are still on title, as far as I know, for the most part, you're going to have to be, is your wife on the loan with you?
Yes.
Okay, so if you guys, let's say she wasn't on the loan and you were just on the loan, you'd be able to apply for a first-time home buyer with her on the loan. But since you are both on the
together
loan,
first time.
you have to be off of the title for 2 years in order for that to apply.
Oh, okay.
And that's just off the top of my head. I would have to double check, but for the most part, that's what I've seen.
Okay.
Hmm.